is a wild, over-the-top zombie action movie directed by Robert Rodriguez, part of the double-feature Grindhouse, along with Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof. It's loud, bloody, and filled with outrageous characters. Set in a small town overrun by a bizarre virus, Planet Terror mixes Grindhouse cinema with a touch of absurd humor. Let's dive into the chaos and the carnage, but hold on tight because things get pretty insane. The movie opens with a mysterious outbreak in the middle of nowhere. A chemical leak, an experimental biological weapon, all the ingredients for disaster. The first people affected by this deadly virus are turned into horrific zombie-like creatures, and it spreads like wildfire. The virus causes human tissue to rot, turning people into ravenous monsters. But unlike your typical zombies, these things are fast, violent, and full of rage. Enter Rose, played by Marley Shelton, a sultry, tough-as-nails go-go dancer. She's working at a seedy bar when the outbreak starts. Her life takes a turn when she's nearly attacked by a gang of infected soldiers. But Rose isn't helpless. She kicks some serious ass, using whatever weapons she can find to survive. Along the way, we meet her ex-boyfriend, Ray, Freddy Rodriguez, who's a former soldier with a dark past. As the infection spreads, chaos erupts in the town. People are either getting infected or gunned down by the military, who seem to be handling the outbreak poorly. The whole town is in disarray, with survivors trying to flee or hold up in various locations. Rose and Ray, along with a few other survivors, join forces to try to escape the madness. One of the more memorable characters is Dr. William Block, Josh Brolin, a former surgeon with a cold demeanor. His wife, Dakota, Marley Shelton, was one of the early victims, and he's doing everything in his power to save her. But things quickly spiral out of control. The military figures out how to weaponize the infected, creating an army of mindless, bloodthirsty soldiers. A group of survivors, including Rose, Ray, and a few others, find themselves trapped in a local hospital with these military zombies on their tail. Some of these soldiers are particularly grotesque, with exposed brains and unnerving mutations. As the survivors continue their fight for survival, we start to see hints of a larger, more sinister plan behind the outbreak. There are rumors of a government experiment gone wrong, and it's clear that someone in the military knows more about the virus than they're letting on. But who can you trust when everyone's either trying to survive or kill you? Things really start to go south when the survivors find themselves stuck in a bar, surrounded by the infected. The music's blaring, the air is thick with tension, and bullets are flying. There's an all-out brawl as the infected rush in, but the survivors aren't about to go down without a fight. Rose uses her skills to take out the infected in true Grindhouse fashion, while Ray and others pick up whatever weapons they can find, from chainsaws to shotguns, to defend themselves. It's an insane, chaotic scene, with explosions, flying body parts, and all the over-the-top action you'd expect from a Robert Rodriguez film. After the bar incident, the survivors manage to steal a car and hit the road, trying to escape the growing threat. But the infected are everywhere. They're in the streets, on the highways, and even trying to board their car. At one point, the survivors get cornered and a tense standoff ensues. Ray, ever the badass, takes charge, showing off his military training. He and Rose make a break for it, using the car as a weapon to mow down infected and soldiers alike. The action's intense, but we also get moments of humor, the kind of black humor you'd expect from a movie like this. The group is now on the run, trying to figure out their next move. They know they have to find somewhere safe, but the world around them is descending into madness. Everyone's got their own agenda, from Dr. Block trying to save his wife to Ray, and Rose trying to survive and keep the group together. But no one can be trusted, and it's not just the infected they have to worry about. The military is making things worse, with a dangerous plan to try to quarantine the town. A lot of people are starting to question if the government is involved in the outbreak and whether they have a cure or just a cover-up. As they venture deeper into the chaos, we see our survivors growing more desperate. They're running low on supplies and facing larger groups of infected, so they begin to plan their final stand. But, as always in these kinds of movies, the people you trust might not always have your back. There are betrayals, hidden agendas, and some serious twists as the movie moves toward its inevitable, bloody conclusion. Is not a movie that's trying to be deep. It's a roller coaster of fun, gore, and crazy characters. It's a celebration of Grindhouse cinema, with everything cranked up to 11. There's plenty of action, blood, and dark humor to go around. The survivors are all flawed, but they're also survivors in a world where only the strong or the lucky make it. So, if you're into non-stop action, over-the-top zombies, and characters you won't forget, is the movie for you. It's loud, it's in your face, and it doesn't take itself seriously.